Welcome back to the Cowboys Fan Show, everybody. Tyler Ortega, Kimbry Temple, Zach Anaya, and we have 2 fans of the week this week.
Yes, 2 official fans of the week.
2 official. We have Molly Stevens, of course, Redskins fan, and we do also have Mr. Kurt Olsner, good friend of the program. He's been on with us before this
Very
season.
cool.
And Molly, you were at the game on Sunday in Jerry World. Give us just a little bit of takeaway from what you got from there.
I mean, it was awesome. As much as I dislike the Cowboys, that stadium is amazing. Watching the game, though, watching the Redskins beat Dallas at home was awesome. It was really cool. There were a bunch of Redskins fans around us. We were chanting "Hail to the Redskins." You like that? It was great. It was great.
So Molly was at the game. We got her little perspective. Kurt, I know you watched the game. What are a few takeaways you had from that?
I'm happy for the Redskins. I actually would much rather see them win the East than the Eagles or the Giants, and the Cowboys just simply don't deserve it. I think it was appropriate that they lost that last game, and now we've solidified ourselves with the 4th draft pick going into next year, and hopefully we can utilize that to better our team.
Absolutely, and we'll go ahead and cover draft picks next segment, but for now, we're going to have a special edition of Kimbry's Huddle. Take it away, Kimbry.
Awesome. This week in the special edition of Kimbry's Huddle, I have 2 topics instead of 3, but they're going to take a little bit of talking. First off, ways the Cowboys can improve in the offseason. This is something every team kind of talks about. There's always at the end of the season, right as the playoffs are happening, if you didn't make it, you're talking about what can we do to get there next year. And the Cowboys have quite a bit that they can work on, but I'm going to let our guests and Zach kind of give a little bit of input before I even really go into anything.
Well, I'm going to say that the Cowboys actually won out this season. Because no offense to the Redskins, you're not going to do anything in the playoffs. The Eagles have the 16th overall pick in the NFL draft. They lost their head coach. Tom Coughlin resigns in New York. The Cowboys really don't have a lot that they need to build on. Tony Romo's coming back. They need to improve the secondary. Other than that, I really think the Cowboys were the winners in all of this. They get the 4th overall pick in the NFL draft, and someone has to win the division. Take it. Go right ahead. Have fun losing in the first round of the playoffs.
I fully disagree with that. I mean, if you watched Green Bay play this last weekend, they're not throwing the ball deep at all. They're doing the run game. But I
They do have
definitely
Eddie
think
Lacy, though.
they do. But how many yards did he get?
Doesn't matter. He's going to show up. Eddie Lacy and James Starks are going to show up on Saturday. Anyways.
But for the Cowboys to improve, I honestly think they need to get rid of Tony Romo. I don't think he's a huge asset to the team, and I think that they can get a better draft pick. They have the 4th overall pick of the draft, and I do think that they'll be able to get a better quarterback.
Kurt?
Well, I'm going to focus on the things that they can control, and a lot of the reasons why I think this year went south. Keep players off of suspension.
Yeah.
You got to go into the season with your full slate of players, and we had players coming off of suspension, and we were never at full strength. I think that's probably the biggest issue, is have a full slate going into the.
I think what the Cowboys need to do, not necessarily what they need to do, but what's going to happen is they're going to have Dez. They're going to have Darren McFadden in for the whole offseason. If you remember, Dez missed last offseason holding out for that contract. So the chemistry has to be there. And I think all of the players going through a full offseason of OTAs, mini camps, everything like that, I think the chemistry is going to be the biggest thing that the Cowboys need to improve on this coming year.
Absolutely. That's the number one thing that I've emphasized this entire season on the show. Chemistry is such a big asset, and I mean, you might be right, Tony Romo may not be the biggest asset, especially if this is coming towards the end of his career with the Cowboys. I don't know what he's going to wind up wanting to do or what the Cowboys will do, but I can tell you, if their backup quarterbacks can't build chemistry with their receivers, if their secondary can't build chemistry with each other, they won't have anything. They won't have any assets, and they won't be able to move the ball or make any plays. And the Cowboys have a lot of really key players and a lot of really big things. They can make a splash in the NFL, and I'm hoping in the next few years that they do. I don't know that will be this coming season, but I think this season they'll have a lot of improvements that they can make.
Yeah, I need to disagree with both of you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I am not the biggest Tony Romo fan in the world. I mean, at the beginning of the season, we both would say I'm not the.
Wasn't bad.
Oh, no, it's the same thing. Okay, I look at Tony Romo the way I look at President Obama. You don't realize what you have until it's gone, folks. All right. Tony Romo was the reason that the Cowboys were competitive at the beginning of the season. They were the reason that the Cowboys were picked to win the Super Bowl by him and by me in our first show of the season. Tony
Fair
Romo
enough.
was the glue that held this team together. It doesn't matter if it's Moore in there, it doesn't matter if it's Castle, it doesn't matter if it's Whedon. Without Tony Romo, the Cowboys will not be successful. So go ahead and draft another quarterback. That's great. They need to rebuild for the future. But Tony Romo
That's
is
all
the
I'm
answer
saying.
in Dallas.
That is all I am saying. I am not saying that I think Tony Romo should be long gone by next fall. I am saying he is not someone you should count on for 10, 15 years to come.
No, no one's
you
counting
should
on
get,
that.
He's 36.
You should get
No one's
somebody
counting on
new.
it.
He's
and you
36,
should
a neck
start
surgery,
counting
two
on
back surgeries.
No one's
secondary
counting on it for 10 years. Okay,
and backup quarterbacks. If you're my
He
biggest
was a
point
backup quarterback.
is your backup quarterbacks need to have that chemistry available.
But the
because
thing is,
we
with
don't
backup
know what
quarterbacks,
Tony
they don't
Romo
get
is gonna
first team
do.
reps. Backup
And
quarterbacks
that's
don't get
fine.
first team reps.
And
So how
that's
do they?
fine.
And think about it,
But they
Castle-
should still be at all these camps. They should still be the Cowboys. I'm not saying get rid of Tony Romo by any means, but I do think that they should
I
pay.
said that.
That's
fully agree.
absolutely.
But that's coming from a Redskins fan. Full,
Well,
Yeah.
I think
disclosure.
you have
Full
I think you
disclosure.
have more powerful other players. Like you said, you have Des Bryant, you got McFadden.
Who's going
I
to throw the ball to
don't think-
Diaz?
Get another quarterback.
Well, they've gone
That
through
was
more.
easy.
They got the Castle,
I
they
know
got
they
the
have
Whedon.
before, but look who they've been.
Matt
Get
Castle, who led the
for the
New
draft.
England Patriots to an 11-5 record when Tom Brady went down. Brandon Whedon, who's tearing it up for the Texans, almost took them to the. Or did
They are in the
Took them
playoffs.
to
They
the
are in the
playoffs.
What did they do in Dallas? Nothing.
Exactly.
And that's a
Tony
bigger
Romo was the
issue than
answer.
Tony Romo. I mean, that stands out to me that it wasn't Tony. It wasn't necessarily even the backup quarterbacks. It was the entire team that fell apart. That's
right.
Yeah.
Tony Romo brings to the team a certain magic or chemistry that the team
Maturity.
yes, and I think that the team responds to that. Without that sort of leadership, I almost think that he's a second coach.
Yeah.
And without that leadership, the team kind of doesn't have a leader to look to. And so, a lot of things dropped out of the bottom of this team, not just the quarterback play.
And you have to realize that Castle and Moore both were signed mid-season. So not only did they not have an offseason or reps with the first team, they were getting familiar with the team in mid-stride.
As they were going,
Exactly.
yeah. So
Well, and given that though, it's not healthy to have one player make such a major difference to your team. So,
Absolutely.
they need to find an answer to that.
Brandon
so.
Whedon was the answer. They gave him
Chemistry is the answer.
lots of great points, lots of great banter here on the Cowboys Fan Show. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We still have 2 more segments. We'll be right back.